Hey guys, welcome back. We've got a new project here. Just picked this up yesterday. Got an amazing deal on it, and it's in pretty good shape. It's a 1999 Honda VFR800 Interceptor. So the problem with it is that the harness was eaten by a rat. Several rats, it looks like. So the previous owner started to switched the harness out, but life got in the way. He ended up not finishing it, so I was able to get a hold of it. So anyway, I thought on this one, since this isn't going to be a major rebuild, the engine should be fine and all that. It's relatively low miles, especially for an Interceptor. I'll show you how I clean them up and some of the stuff I use and some of the techniques. So come along with me and we'll go ahead and start cleaning this bike up. Fortunately, the previous owner kept everything together, and the fairings are actually in really good shape overall. There's a few issues, but they've got all the tabs, which is amazing, and everything's still there, and most of the paint's in pretty good shape. But there are a few issues, which we may have to repaint it. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. But you can see that kind of white right there, some fading. Of course, the windshield because it's out in the sun, and there's quite a bit here on the tail. You can see that right there, that kind of ghosting. It may just be the clear coat though, and might be able to fix that. The headlight's in good shape. One issue I do have though is the this got eaten by some rats right here and went through a couple of those traces right there. So if anybody has access to one of these boards, or I might need the whole thing, because I'm pretty sure this was, whatever this goes to is problematic too, because it was chewed in half. So if anybody has a dash that's in good shape for parts or something, let me know, because clearly this one's got some issues. But overall, the bike's in really good shape. I've just washed it off with a bit of water, so I'll go ahead and show you guys how I clean it up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is plug any of these open tubes before I go any further, because we don't want any excessive water getting in the engine. And this bike has a lot of them, so I'm going to use my powder coat silicone thingies to plug these up. There's a couple down there, right there, if you see those. Under this tape, I put some paper towels in, and then I put this thick duct tape on. Then right before I wash it, I'll seal around. A bit of water will get in, but not enough to matter, and the paper towel generally absorbs any of the extra that does get in. Another one up here in the front, right there. Okay, what else we have here? Of course, this one. I just poked the spark plugs back on to keep it from blowing too much down in there. Last thing, we just have the fuel lines here. Somebody just went by an electric motorcycle. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? It takes the enjoyment out of what I enjoy about motorcycling, which is partially working on them. So maybe that's just me. There we go. Then we've got this big, the main fuel line here. Probably won't be able to fully do it, but hopefully I can get through there enough that, yeah, there we go. More or less take care of it. You don't have to worry about the wiring harness. It's actually 2 on this bike right now, by the way. I think this is just a vent, but we'll plug it anyway. See if I see any other ones. Not really. Like I said, you don't have to worry about the wiring harness as long as there's not going to be electricity on anytime soon. I'm not going to hit this directly with the power washer as much as possible. It is, of course, hard to wash down there without doing it. Probably what I'll do is I'll wash this one time right now, get off what I can. Then I'll take the throttle bodies off and wash them separately, and then wash down below them as well. So let's go ahead and get started washing it now. So I'm a big fan of this gunk engine cleaner. The gel is better if you can find it, but it's a bit hard to find. It works really well. You spray it on with it dry, you let it sit about 10 minutes. It's going to take a lot of this kind of moldy road grime off of this bike. So I'll go ahead and get started on that now. Okay, so now I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes and let this stuff do its job. You in rough areas, you can brush it with a stiff bristle brush after about 10 minutes to help break the stuff loose before you wash it off, and that'll do a lot of good. Then you can do it again if it's bad enough that you need to, like maybe here on the back of that fork, for example. But overall, the bike's really coming clean. I think it's gonna be a pretty good looking bike in the end here. So we'll go ahead and get the power washer ready here in about 10 minutes and spray the frame off here for the chassis. Okay, so it looks like there's 4 bolts down in there, besides these obvious throttles right here. So go ahead and get rid of the throttle that I can get to. It's going to be the same on all bikes. There we go. There's one of them. Okay, so now I put some more tape down or paper towels down on the ports, and then I put some duct tape over that, and then I'll come in here with this zip tie and wrap it around the duct tape, which goes all around the edge, and that should seal it well. I mean, don't smash it directly with the pressure washer, okay, it will go through, but you know, keeps you from blowing water down on a port. Okay, because then I'm gonna use the citrus cleaner here, really get down here. Okay guys, so I've about got the bike washed up where I'm happy with it. It's cleaning up pretty good. This bike didn't have sun damage, man. It would be nearly perfect. We can fix that. So I've got all that cleaned up down in there a lot better. Looks like the rats just ate this coolant hose here. So probably no coolant in it. No. So I have to get a new one of those. That hose right there. Clearly that sensor got gnawed in a little bit, but I think it's okay. We can just get this the outer part off of it and it'll be all right. Also, they got into the starter lead right there and this the clutch, as well as these wires right here, but it looks like they're okay. We can just patch those up. It's probably just a sensor anyway. You can see that right there. Overall, not awful. The engine itself looks terrific. All this cleaned up back here pretty well. This is that old harness that got eaten. So it's got a nice Two Brothers already on it. Faded out, but still cool. I'm not seeing any real damage over here. These cleaned up pretty nice. That white kind of came off of them. I wasn't sure if it was. Even this is looking good. Hopefully it still looks good when it dries. And there's a little bit of gnawing up here. Have to look at it. Yeah, right there, look at that. On that boot. Same on that one. I like that rubber. So I may have to order a couple of those. That one's alright. Not too bad. Remember, there's 2 wiring harnesses on the bike right now, so that's what makes it look a little confusing. So next thing, I'll go ahead and get these those cut off, and that way I can blow it out down in there and make sure there's no water down in the engine, and spray a little WD-40 too.